Welcome to the crypt. Today we're going to be sinking our teeth into Graveyard Architect. Now this is a fairly cheap game on Steam. I believe it was maybe $3-4. It seems to be in some early stages, but it looks like there's going to be consistent updates as well. So the basic premise of this is it is a graveyard building simulator. You're going to be managing basically the needs of the tenants or the dead that occupy the graveyard, and you'll have a day and night cycle which you have to manage. So your day cycle is going to be you building out your graveyard, putting down objects, and then the night cycle is going to be defending against basically the unhappy dead that rise if you don't meet their requirements. So we're going to jump into new game. As you can see, I have played one match already just to feel it out. So if we go into new game, you'll see here we have our Slayer, which I have maxed out from even just playing one game. We also have two other champions that we can unlock. These are characters we'll be playing as. We also, down the bottom here, have different map types. So I played the forest earlier and then unlocked the desert. You can also make these small, medium and large size maps. So I think for the sake of the video we'll go to the forest, play a small map, and we'll be playing as the Slayer. So we'll dive into this and check it out. Alright, so it explains at the start, yes, there are two stages to the game: day cycle, building the cemetery, decorating it, etc. You will have graves that you'll have to place down every day, and the occupants of those graves will have different requirements. So you may want to place them in particular areas and things, or build certain objects around them. Now, if they are unhappy with where they've been placed, during the night they're going to rise from the grave and they're going to basically attack you. So you can fight them off. If you are unsuccessful, you will either die, losing the game, or they will essentially run away and escape the graveyard. So first off, we have Torian here. He was a constructor and he likes to have buildings nearby. So we can place him pretty much anywhere we want at this stage. I think if we want to have a quick look at the size of the map, okay, we have a decent amount of space. If we're going to have a tenant that likes buildings, we should probably make an area where we're going to be able to place a lot of buildings. So I think if we start maybe down here, let's maybe put him amongst the other graves here. And then we have our next occupant here, which is someone who doesn't want sculptures to take away from their attention, so they believe they are the best work of art. Let's put them somewhere where we're not going to place any artwork then. Maybe down in this corner here. We can just place you down there. Right, so our one we placed over here, they like to have buildings around them, so we can build out something here for them. We do get a certain amount of gold each turn, which you can see in the top left. Also, it'll show you the number of occupants we have. Okay, so let's maybe place this down next to them there. We can probably place something else as well near them. Let's see. Right, what's this one? We do not have the coins for that one. Okay. We may be a little bit limited starting off. They do have some pretty cool bits and pieces here. I do quite like these wrought iron fences. I think they're really cool to like sort of section off areas or place around the pathways just for aesthetics. We do want to place down a decent amount of stuff at first. You will be gaining points for this, which you can then use in your next game to level up your character or unlock a new character, etc. So we can maybe place down a few more bits and pieces around the place. That should be fine for now. So if we then go into our night cycle, 2 of our residents are satisfied with our graveyard, so none of them are going to wake up. We also gain 31 soul points for what we did today. Alright, we'll carry on. Okay, our next occupant, they don't want to be the center of attention, so they can probably go off to the side somewhere. Maybe if we just put them next to the wall over here. And then our next one says, I see only darkness. Now, some of these are kind of cryptic as to what they mean. If they see only darkness, does it mean they want to be in the dark, or do they want to be in the light? It's hard to say. So this could be one where we may or may not get it right. Let's maybe put you up here. And we'll put down a street lamp. We'll illuminate their grave here just to see what happens. If they do wake up, then clearly we made the wrong choice. But I think we'll do a little bit more decorating here. And chuck down another fence. Maybe a few more coffins around the place. We don't want to use up too much of the space we have though. Okay, let's move on to the night cycle. Right, so it looks like we made the right decision. They seem to like being in the light. Okay, the next one. I want to lie on soft, not on stones. Okay, so as long as there's no stones or anything around, we should be relatively safe with wherever we put this one. I think we can probably afford to put this down somewhere here. And this one doesn't like buildings, so we have buildings over here. I'm not too sure what the radius is, unfortunately. It doesn't seem to give you an idea of the radius, so maybe just being over this way should be good enough. Let's maybe space it out slightly. Here we go. Just wondering if we can maybe put a fence behind them that shows us that they are different to the decorations we already have out there. Okay. Now, we do have to be strategic about some of this stuff. They did mention, one of them mentioned rocks and not liking them. You can get some pretty massive rocks in the game here, and it would be wise to maybe make one area that has some. This way, if we get anyone that specifically likes them, we can put them over in this area here. So maybe if we go something like that, and then we've got a couple rocks there, so we know we can place some occupants over there as well, some graves. Now we do still have 50 coins as well, so we want to use these up if we can. I think a lot of it is just we're going to want to place different things in different sections of the map, I think. So what we could do is, we do have a sculpture over here. Let's just have a quick look and see. I mean, we can probably place some sculptures and things down this way, right? Let's maybe place one over here. I think there was some gargoyles down here as well. something like this. Okay, let's go to the night cycle and see if we annoyed anyone. Nope, looks good so far. So we're getting through the night pretty easily here. Okay, they hate art, so if they don't like art, we will keep them away from everything else. I guess they can go over this side. One thing that you have to pay attention to on this is you have to try and remember where you've put certain people, because sometimes you may forget what they were like and put them in the wrong areas. So just be aware of that. This one wants light. So we can put you over here and share the lamp. That is why I think using certain sections of the map here for different needs is probably vital, really. It's good to be able to distinguish what everyone's actually interested in or likes and hates. Because you cannot actually remove or move these graves unless for some reason the occupant ends up leaving. So if you weren't able to defeat them in battle during the night, they will leave, and only then you can destroy their grave. So be aware of that. The whole point is to get as many soul points as you can. So we've still got 119 coins. We need to use these up. Let's maybe put some more sculptures down this way. I would say with further updates, there probably will be more assets that we can place down. Like I said earlier, this seems to be fairly early access. It's a fairly simple game loop, but I think the concept is actually really good. I'm curious how this is going to play out, and what other updates are going to be in store for us in the future. Alright, so we've got 124 soul points for that. No one's annoyed at us yet. It can sometimes be beneficial for us if we want to be gaining points to put someone in a place that they don't like. So we have to keep that in mind, as well as it could be worth us actually just placing them in an area they're not happy with, just so they rise from the grave and we can fight them at night. So they will keep coming back every night. So let's place you down here. Okay. So this next one doesn't like the light. So as long as they're away somewhere dark, we can put them over here maybe. That should be fine. And maybe place another building down somewhere. Put this over here. Awesome. Alright. Let's just line the place with fences now, I think. We have quite a lot of excess money. You can actually block off the attackers, the undead, when they rise with objects around the place, but you do actually want to be able to fight them off. You could just slow them down a little bit, but there is a timer in the night cycle, and that will show you basically how much time you've got till they essentially leave your graveyard. Okay, that's enough to give us a decent amount of points, I think. 156. Again, no one's gonna come up and attack us. Right, so this one wants to be near a wall. So we can probably place them over here somewhere. Or actually, we'll place them over along this wall that we had the other ones. There we go. And then this one doesn't like the light either. Okay. Let's expand our fence network. I think this looks pretty good if you just space them out a little bit. That gives you areas to move through if you need to as well. Because you will find you're going to have to move around through there. So far, so good. Okay. Well, for the sake of showing things off, I may put some of these graves in the wrong spot. So, just as an example, let's put this one over here. Does seem to want to be next to another gravestone, but we're going to put it by itself here. This one here that says each rock hides a secret behind it. I believe they want to be over in this area, so let's place them there. So now when we go to the night cycle, this one here should be unhappy, and then we can fight them off. So let's maybe just click through and do this. Yep, one will awake at night, just so I can show you guys. So there is a little bit of combat. You can run a little bit. On the bottom you'll see a small meter. You've got roughly 30 seconds to fend them off. And there we go, we got 15 soul points for that. Now this one here says they only see darkness, which again I believe they want to actually be in the light. So we can put them over there. This one I believe doesn't like artwork. I might put this one next to our previous grave so they have someone to talk to. And we can carry on building out our fence line here. Let's maybe build some down this way. There we go. So yeah, I do see a fair bit of potential in this. Obviously it is early stages at the moment, so there's not a lot to the gameplay loop. But I'm yet to try out the other characters as well, since we haven't unlocked them just yet. And I haven't even checked out the other map as well. But I know that the next update is supposed to be including a new character and a new map from my understanding. So I'm also hoping they maybe add some more decorations, some more assets, just to make a little bit more of a variety for us to do. Alright, let's go to the night time. That should have solved all our issues. So we got 249 souls for the day. Perfect, 8 nights survived. So we're halfway through where I got to last time. Okay, so this next one has been in the spotlight all their life and they just want to rest. So they'll want to be probably over here where it's darker. Okay, and this one also can't stand the light either, so it's pretty easy to place these ones down. We could possibly put some decorations over in this general direction. Let's just click on the grave just to double check. It does seem to all be related to the light, so that's okay. We can probably place some decorations near them and it shouldn't affect them. Let's maybe put some stuff down here. Alright, what is this? What's up? It's a message from the developer. Been playing a while and I can see that you're doing well. Do you like Graveyard Architect so far? So far, yeah, I quite like it. Alright, so you can always write a positive review for them. Okay. This game did have, we'll just exit out of that. This game did have some positive reviews. I do have to mention the reviews themselves were probably pretty spot on with what they said. Visually, it's a nice game. It's got a good concept to it, but it is still lacking a fair bit as well. There's definitely more to be had in this game, I think. If they can mix it up and make it so you want to play it more often, a little bit more replayability would go a long way, honestly. Assets and things, maybe if they can change up the combat a little bit, or just the general loop of the game. You will see that as the days go on, we are going to get different types of graves come in as well. So I think in the later stages you get full-on crypts or tombs that pop up that you can place down. Even if there was a store to buy assets or decorations with the soul points you gain, I think that could be a good option as well. Gives you a reason to want to play and collect more soul points, I think. Yeah, if they had a store to unlock new decorations, maybe the decorations give you like a bonus of some kind. Alright, let's maybe place this grave down here, I think, and we'll put a lamp down as well. So yeah, that's one thing that they could potentially do is, while they may not want to just add assets straight away, if you can use your soul points to actually purchase new ones, that could be a good idea. Also, even if you wanted to destroy some of this stuff here, like the other broken tombstones that are on the map, maybe if they gave you an ability for, like, say, a certain cost, be it gold or soul points, that you can maybe clear out a space. Anything like that, even if they're able to do any sort of terraforming, that could add a little bit to it as well. So there's definitely a lot you could do with this game. Even potentially with how the maps work, you could have like an underground crypt. Just as a suggestion, you know, you could put quite a lot of different things into the game, I think. Okay, we do still have a lot of gold. This is why these fences are so good. It helps you get rid of all the gold you've built up. So we can just place a few more down. Okay. Here we go. I don't really want to block off this circle, actually. Let's make another path over here. I will start on it anyway. Okay, we've run out of gold now. Alright, so this is going a lot smoother after already playing one round of it. So I think it's probably going to be a little bit harder later on. If they have different needs for the new graves and things that come in, the new occupants, it could be good to maybe add a few more options, or maybe have them want two different aspects that they have to that you have to meet, two different requirements. So what they could do is say, oh, this one likes to be near buildings and it also wants to be in the light. Then you have to basically meet both of those requirements. So at the moment, I think everyone just needs the one requirement from what I can tell. Now let's maybe place this one down. Right there. And this one hates artwork. You know, for the sake of this, I think we still want to actually make some negatives. So while you do hate artwork, I think it's probably wise for us to put you near some anyway. And then this one clearly doesn't like light, but we're going to place this one down as well. Probably a little bit closer. Maybe, where do we want you? I might put this one over here and put another lamp down on this side. So I know they're not going to like that. It'd be maybe nice if these lamps had a little bit of a wider radius, not necessarily directional in front of it, but from the bottom of the base if it went out from there rather than the actual light source. Just because of the orientation, if you're particular about how it looks, that way you don't have to face it a certain direction. But yeah, it's a very, very basic game, but I've found it enjoyable so far anyway. I think for the cost of it, like a couple bucks, it was worth checking out anyway. Right, we should have at least a couple wake up now. Right, here we go. So we can fight them off. We do have a little bit more HP than I did the first time I played this, since we leveled up our character. Alright, and then this one hates buildings, so I think we're going to actually just try and place a whole bunch more down that don't like where they've put. In fact, I might just put a bunch all close together here. This should annoy a few of them. There we go. And then let's see, where was our road leading? And still got a fair bit more money. Let's chuck a monument or something down here. I'll just place this along here somewhere. And we have, what, 21 coins left? There we go. Right, we should have quite a few wake up now. 6 of them we have to fight off. So we can go looking for them, and that's where most of them are. So I'm wondering if there would be maybe a good way to implement like some sort of bonus if you're got perfect score, like no one's waking up, or if there's a bonus for defeating certain amount of enemies. could be good to implement something like that as well. Especially if you had quite a large horde of the undead coming to attack you. It might be good to say, oh, you get an attack up if you stand in the light while you're fighting an enemy or something. Alright, so this one here, it's easier to find someone next to the wall than in the middle. Okay, I'm just going to throw you wherever the hell I want, because for the sake of this video I just want to sort of show you a little bit more of what the combat is like. This one doesn't want to be near the wall. This one would ideally want to be in the center of the map. So we can actually annoy quite a lot of them if we place large buildings down in certain areas and light everywhere. Okay. Say like some assets they could do would be like maybe different types of fencing, since they only have one type of fence. Maybe like a brick wall, like a fallen, decaying, cobbled ruin, something along those lines. They could put all sorts of things in this, honestly. It's funny, I haven't seen a single crucifix in this either. You'd expect to see at least one in a graveyard. It could also be interesting if there was maybe a point system, so say you could upgrade the tombstones, the graves, as you go. Maybe they give you a bonus of soul points each day. Something along those lines. So you could potentially spend money to upgrade, and it could change the visual effect of them as well. Okay, this should wake up quite a lot of them. We've got 9 coming in. Let's see how we manage this. So it is good that they at least have different styled enemies. We might have to run for a wee bit. This is probably going to be where I die. Once they start ganging up on me. Alright, we managed to just make it. We had just under 3 seconds left. Okay, didn't have time to see beauty of constructing in real life. So this one actually wants to be near buildings. I might be kind once in a while. I think this one here, where it says they certainly don't want to be buried here, I believe this one is a guaranteed attack at night. I don't think you can actually satisfy this one. This one wants a few rocks here. But yeah, I'd like to see a difference in difficulty levels, because if I really tried, I think I could get this going for quite some time, but the game would drag out for far too long. Let's run away for a second. So I'm just spamming attack on these guys. It's just that easy. I think if you are purposely going to place some graves down where they're not going to be happy, it probably isn't a bad idea to have them somewhat close to where you spawn at night. Probably not right up on you, but just because you are on that 30-second timer anyway, so you probably want them to get to you relatively quickly. I think that should make things a bit more interesting. Maybe throw some more rocks or something down. See what other stuff they have here. I would say maybe change these rocks a little bit as well, because I mean, it's ridiculous how massive these are. They do have these ones here as well. So you probably make like a Stonehenge type thing. Now, if you want, you can actually destroy these objects that you've placed, but you don't get any of the money back for them. So we can destroy some of these. Now, I think if we just dot a whole bunch of random things around the place, just fill out our grave a little bit more. Put a signpost somewhere. Maybe another one over near the entrance. Cool. They could maybe make some buildings as well, like along the lines of, say, fighting under the lights at night, having a bonus. You could potentially put some buildings where they have some sort of area of effect while you fight at night. Say if they had like a chapel or something that you could place down, maybe you get a bonus as well with that. Just anything to add a little bit more to the experience overall would be good. Wow, we still have a lot of money to try and spend, so good thing we have the fences. Just don't want to place too many down there, going to block any enemies from getting to us. There we go, that should be all the money done. Okay, 247 soul points, 343. Alright, we've got 13 that are waking up now. See if we can actually fend them all off. We might be getting attacked a little bit too much. Okay, so yeah, you have to be wary as well that they can get stuck on objects. So before the time actually runs out, you're going to want to take them out. And again, easy enough to do. So let's see if we can't ramp that up a little bit. Let's just place everything down. For the sake of this, I have no idea what I can do here. Let's see. They want some art, they don't care. That one doesn't like this place. So you can tell which ones are going to actually rise. This one seems to be the opposite of one we had earlier, where this one doesn't matter what conditions the grave is placed in, they're not going to rise ever, pretty much. So it's a bit of a freebie there. Where we do have that other one where it seems like they'll rise from the grave every night. Alright, I'm not even going to spend money. we're just going to keep going until we can ramp up and see how many of these we can actually kill. Alright. I think this is the last one. Should we just see if... Oh no, there's two more. Two more. I was going to see if they could actually kill me. Alright, so... they have left because we did not defeat them in time. So the graves that they came from should be empty now. So I'm sure here. Abandoned grave. The resident has left. You can remove this. So we can actually destroy that now. That is the only way to destroy those graves that you place. We'll head on through to the next night. And I will actually just show you the end game as well, essentially. We'll let them kill me off. Alright. So even from that one game, we could have lasted a lot longer than this. We did gain quite a lot of soul points, so potentially maybe minimizing the amount of total soul points you earn could be a good idea, as far as when we look at the unlocks we have, because as you can see here, we can unlock the next champion already. The champion above that, that's literally like one more game we could play. So let's unlock this new one, just have a look. So this one is a knight. They have bonus soul points of 150%. Less health, so they're about half the health of the Slayer. Not quite as fast and not as much attack power. So that is interesting to see. We could level them. Oh no, I was going to say we could level them up, but we did spend all our points there. Let's just quickly take this one into the desert map just to have a quick look at it. And I might also go large just so we can have a look at the difference between them. Okay, so this is the desert map by the look of it. This is actually pretty huge. I wasn't expecting the map to be this big, to be honest. That's actually pretty massive. So I do wonder, with the larger map, is the time frame different as well for when you get attacked? Let's go here. Okay, we're just going to place a few down here, and we're going to annoy them by putting light on them as well. And again, I'm just going to place a bunch of stuff. So both of them are going to wake up. Okay, yeah, I do feel slower. Got a halberd, but for some reason he doesn't attack like as if it was a halberd. Okay, interesting. I don't think the timer increases at all for this. Maybe if you get deeper into the game, you might get a bit more time. That could be another thing they add, is maybe they place down, or if you could upgrade certain buildings, it might give you a little bit more time at night to defend. Just another thought there. Alright, one of our residents left. Okay, let's just place down anyone. I don't remember what they wanted. They don't like this place. Cool, that's good. Awesome. Alright, let's see if we can get killed. Here we go. There you have it. Game over. So that was a quick look at Graveyard Architect. I think there's definitely potential with the whole idea behind the game. It is a bit lackluster as far as the actual gameplay goes, but I think with a couple solid updates, it would definitely get there, and I could see this being actually quite fun. So, if you enjoyed that, leave a like and a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more content like this. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.